Hello, and today we are going to do another movie review, except it's not a David Bowie movie review. It's not a David Bowie movie review this time. And yes, I know we have to get back to the David Bowie movie reviews, which I'm gonna do, but I must stop to do this one movie, aka the best movie in the history of movies, also known as Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. And when I first seen this movie, I was like, this is wonderful. Why do people hate this movie? I don't know why anybody would hate this movie. It's the most beautiful movie I've ever seen in my life. Back to the Krusty movie review. And yes, I'm using my arm again, so that's why it's like moving. But anywho's, into the movie review. Okay, so when the movie is opening, we see war era, and it's like 19 something. I keep forgetting what era. I guess it's like 1920. Yeah, it's like it's 1918 when the movie opens. By the way, this is going to have spoilers in it, so if you watch the movie, then come back to watch my review, or watch my review, then watch the movie. You should watch this review because it will convince you that this is the best movie you've ever seen in your life. But anywho, so what happens is, it's 1918 and a war is happening, and you hear narration, and they're like, since the war was happening, they sent their best defense against the war, which is Sgt. Pepper.
The war to end all wars did not end soon enough. So Heartland, USA, sent the Allies its most effective secret weapon, Sgt. Pepper and his Lonely Hearts Club Band.
So they send them, and they're showing all the eras of the wars and stuff, and it goes all the way up to the wars. And it gets up to the year 1958. And Sgt. Pepper, since he did such a great service to everybody, he was like, blah, 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 and they found a way to honor him by they made him a statue. No, they made him a weather vane that's always supposed to point the way to happiness. And he was like, I'm going to play one last song. And right when he was playing his last song, he died, and I'm like, really? Really?
Bruh.
He died playing his last song. So he had to, but they were like, he left everything to his grandson, Billy Shears, and his brother was annoyed. Billy Shears' brother, Dougie Shears, was annoyed. So he told him to start a new Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Sgt. Pepper left his wholesome grandson, Billy Shears, his cherished golden eagle. This made Billy's stepbrother, the greedy Dougie Shears, very jealous indeed. Sgt. Pepper then asked Billy to form a new Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This band would feature Billy's three best friends, Mark, Dave, and Bob Henderson.
With him, his brother, and his best friend. And his brother would be their manager kind of person. And then we hear the old man that was narrating the story. He's telling the story. And he's like, people wondered if there would ever be another new band. And then he's like, so Dougie Shears, Billy Shears' brother, found a way to introduce the band in his own unique way. And I'm like, yes. Because I forget his last name, but the man singing the song, Paul something his last name, he deserved more songs in this movie because he sounded so much better than everybody. I'm like, he sounded so good. Seriously, bye.
So may I introduce to you the acting over all these years, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Anywho, that was one reason I was just drawn into this movie, because he sang the song so good. So they open the movie with the song Sgt. Pepper, obviously. Duh. And he's singing and he introduces the band. And then we see the Bee Gees. And then it turns and they're introducing Billy Shears, which is Peter Frampton. And they turn to him and he's wearing these white overalls and this little plaid, whatever you want to call it, shirt. So he starts running, and eventually he gets on the stage and he starts singing the song.
Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key.
And we see his brother trying to be with Strawberry, who's his girlfriend, and they show her whatever. So then, after they finish singing the song, they get a telegram. And yes, even though it's 1978, they literally have telegrams. And they're telling them that this record company wants to hear about them and they like them and whatever. So that's how it goes. And of course, they're all excited and happy because the record company wants to know about them and they're really happy. I've watched this movie like 800 times. I should be good in explaining what happens, but apparently I fail at life. So anywho's, the old man, he's like, what if I was like Sergeant Pepper or whatever, and the old man decides to sing a song, and I'm like, no, please stop. And then these two little girls, he forced them to join in his song, and I was like, no, I feel bad for the little girls.
Where I belong, I'm right. Where I belong.
But anywho, so then we get to like a couple, like the next day, I guess, and Billy and his band are playing a song in this little garage, and like they're at a farm or something, and everybody came to see them. Whatever. By the way, this movie has like no talking in it besides narration, so it's just songs. It's just a song movie, and I really like that about it because I like a lot of song movies. Okay, so they're at this little barn place or whatever, and they get another telegram, and it says, "You guys, the man from the record company wants to see you, so come to blah blah blah."
The telegram read, BD loves your music, BD loves you. Expect you in Hollywood tomorrow, sign BD.
And they're all happy, of course. They're all ready to go, yay. And except Strawberry is sad because her and Billy aren't going to be together for the first time in their young lives, even though they're like 30. But her and Billy aren't going to be together for the first time. And she's all sad. And so she sings the song, Here Comes the Sun, as the next. I might be putting these in the wrong order because I always put movies in the wrong order, but whatever. We're just going to roll with it like I didn't put all the stuff in the wrong order. So, she's singing Here Comes the Sun while Billy is asleep. And they're sleeping in literal a haystack. I'm like, why are you sleeping in a haystack for? What? Do they not have like a little room, like a little house or nothing? But anywho, so they're in a haystack and they come, she's singing a song. And he gets awake eventually because she's like touching his face with like a little piece of hay. And so then he's like, oh my gosh. No, she's like, oh my gosh, we have to go. Because you're going to miss the little thing to go to Hollywood or whatever. So he's like, oh yeah. Then he gets up and he gets in their little truck. They have
It's alright.
this little heart truck because they're supposed to be in Heartland, USA. He and her are driving. Billy and Strawberry are driving, and they drive to the center of the town, and they're getting ready to go. And we see the Hendersons, which is the Bee Gees. They play the Hendersons in this, and they're getting ready, and they have they're leaving in a hot air balloon because that's Heartland's the town's mode of transportation is this little heart balloon, which is really so cute because they have a hot air balloon. So they get in the hot air balloon and then they are off. And as they're going up on their hot air balloon, an airplane crashes into them, and then suddenly they're on the airplane and they're driving. And then we see them arrive at the airport, and we see the record company man, his kind of girlfriend, and they start singing this song. And I'm laughing so hard because this part is so funny, because she starts singing this thirsty, I want you song, and she's singing it to Billy, but he doesn't want her. And then, when she's done with her half of it, his brother starts singing it, and she's staring at him lopsided. I'm like, you can't sing a song talking about I want you, then be all stank when somebody tries to say that they want you too.
I want you so bad, it's driving me mad, it's driving me mad. I want you, I want you so bad, babe.
And I'm like, well then wrong, but anywho, she didn't want him, but it's so cute though, because they end up being together in the end, so that's cute. Okay, so then and as they're driving, you see Lucy and her diamonds drive past on motorcycles, because Lucy in the sky with diamonds, so her and her diamonds go by, and they're all thirstily watching. Then we see them driving into Hollywood, and they're literally stopping and looking at every single girl, because apparently they live in a small town and they've never seen any girls in their life. So they see these ladies, and then they're driving past, and there's like these Egyptian statue girls, and they're really cute, and they're like Egyptian statue girls, like I said. So eventually they arrive at the house of the man, the record company man, who is BD Big Deal Records. And they arrive at his mansion, and when they get there, they continue the little song, and the four girls, Lucy and her diamonds, are sitting there waiting. And I'm like, this thirst.
I want you so bad, baby. Remember You know I want you so bad, babe.
This amount of thirst is unnecessary because, but they're all her diamonds are singing to them, being like, "I want you 111," and they run over to them and they're doing the most thirstiness, and I'm like, so thirsty. But so then they're done with that, and the girl that was driving the car, starts taking pictures of them and whatever, whatever. So later in the day, oh yes, I forgot. There was a man, a villain in this movie. I forgot about him. I don't know how I forgot about him. Anywho, his name is Mean Mr. Mustard, and he was plotting on them and Strawberry this whole time, and he's plotting on Heartland. Like, he has to take over Heartland for FVB, so he's plotting on Heartland and stuff. So while they get to Hollywood, I may be mixing up pieces again. Wait, no, I'm not mixing nothing up. Okay, so they're in there, and they're at this record company signing party or whatever. And of course, we all know what the record company people do. This is known in music world and like the industry in general. They trick people, they give them drinks, they put stuff in their drinks, and then they make them sign lucrative deals, and they be like, "I didn't sign it," and they be like, "Yes, you did." So the man goes around trying to get them all to sign it. And first Billy doesn't want to sign it. He's like, "No, I'm not signing that." And the man is like, "Whatever." And then he moves on to his brother. His brother signs it because he's a thirsty hobo. He moves on to the third Henderson brother, which is Barry Gibb. He signs it like a thirsty hobo. Next one, Robin Gibb. He signs it all thirstily. Their last brother wasn't going to sign it because he was drinking too much and fell out. But the man signed it for him, which is wrong. And the funny thing about it is, as they're all signing the paper, all their outfits are changing because they're selling their soul basically. And they're turning into the man's company or whatever. While they're signing the papers, the girl that was driving the car or whatever, no, I think this is Lucy. Yeah, I think it's Lucy. So while she's distracting Billy, the man BD is putting stuff in his drink and is mixing it up because he's like Bill Cosbying him. That's what he's doing. He's Bill Cosbying Billy. So he Bill Cosby'd him. The next day, they're all like, "Why though? Why at life?" So the next day they go, and now they're kind of famous now.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land.
And they sing it really good. So they sing that, and they sing "Nowhere Man," "Polythene Pam," and "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window." And they all sound good. And I'm laughing because at the one part, and "She Came In Through the Bathroom Window," Peter Frampton, also Billy, says she said she'd always been a dancer, and goes like this, and I'm like, who dances like that? What? That's not dancing.
She said she'd always been a dancer.
But while all this is happening, Mr. Mustard is stealing all the instruments from Heartland, or whatever, he's plotting. So they're singing, and then they get to the end of their song, and they're singing Sgt. Pepper again. And they're like, blah, blah, blah. Because at the beginning, they're like, "We hope you will enjoy the show." But in this part, they're like, "We hope you have enjoyed the show," because now they have a show, or whatever. And everybody is enjoying it. Everybody's happy, except for Strawberry. She's sad because Billy is on TV. He's all far away from her, and she's like, "Life is so tragic. Why? He doesn't even care about me." And then we get back to Mr. Mustard. And he's transforming Heartland, because Heartland is supposed to be like the pure, everybody hippie love, everybody's pure, everybody's good, whatever. That's how the town is. And he's transforming the town. He basically turned it into the 70s town, you know, the lifestyle, the culture and stuff at the times. Everybody was wearing teeny tiny shorts. Everybody was like spreading their legs for all the married men. And because it was a pure town before, like I said, everybody was so pure, but he made them unpure. So now that's this one girl, where she pulls the money from, I died. I died. Bye. So me and Mr. Mustard does that, and he takes all the stuff, and he beats up the old man that was narrating the story, and takes all the instruments, takes all of Sergeant Pepper's instruments, and he's leaving with them. And Strawberry, she leaves Heartland because she has to leave. So she gets, she writes a little note to her parents, and she's leaving. She gets on the bus, and she goes. And now she's in like Los Angeles, the city of angels. She's there now. And she looks at this billboard. One billboard is for Lucy and her diamonds, and one billboard is for Billy and his band, which is Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So she's looking at the posters, and Lucy, the billboard comes alive, and Lucy starts singing. She's singing Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, and she's singing with her diamonds behind her. And Strawberry's like, oh my gosh, why? Because Billy comes alive too, and he starts playing the song. Funny I say comes alive, because Peter Frampton comes alive. Hee hee.
Look for the girl with the sun in her eyes, and she's gone. Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
So Lucy and her diamonds are singing blah 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 blah, and then Billy and his band all come to Lucy and her diamonds, and they have each been assigned a girl. So they're all dancing with them, and Strawberry's like, boy, my eyeballs. Then she looks away. No, the bus door closes, and she's like, oh, it's just a billboard, thank the Lord. Now that she's like, praise Jesus. So moving along, she goes to tell them that Mr. Mustard stole all the instruments. So they get on Mr. Mustard's bus while he's not looking, and they have to go find the instruments because he took all the instruments and he hid them in different places around wherever he hid them. The first place he took one of the instruments is a cornet, and he took it to Dr. Maxwell. And now this scene is my most favoritist, most wonderfulest. Ist is not a word, but it's the most wonderful, perfect scene. I love this scene so much in this movie.
From behind, bang bang, Maxwell's silver hammer came down upon his head. Bang bang, Maxwell's silver hammer made sure he was dead.
The choreography, the outfits, everything is perfect. Okay, so we have him singing Steve Martin. He plays Dr. Maxwell, and he's singing Maxwell's Silver Hammer. At least I think that's what it's called. Anywho, yes, he's singing that song. This is the best part of this movie. Seriously, I could watch this part on repeat for 400 years. Wouldn't stop watching it. I watched this movie like 5 times in a row. Still want to watch it. It's such a good movie. So he turns all the old people into young people because he has a magic hammer or whatever. So yes, and it's the best song ever. Oh my gosh, the choreography is so good. Oh my gosh, their formation, so good. Everything is so good. And then this one boy that obviously wanted his parents to know that was him in this movie doing the absolute most. I'm like, you're doing too much, but whatever. So basically, Billy and his band, they get in there. Billy, his band, and Strawberry, they get in there. And then Dr. Maxwell and his nurses, they run away. But Strawberry got the little horn, so it's okay, because she got it. And she's like, yes. But Dr. Maxwell, like, did something to Billy. He, like, hypnotized him and went like this. But it turns out that he's fine. So they all leave, and they're like, yay. So now they're on to find the next instrument, and they have to find a drum. And it's really easy to find, because it's right there. Next, we get to the Sun King, who is Alice Cooper. And I'm like, why does he look like Frank Zappa in this? What? So anywho, Alice Cooper looks like Frank Zappa in this moment. So he's in this, and he's the Sun King. And we see that the people that Dr. Maxwell transformed are basically, these are the drink the Kool-Aid cult people right here. Because they're all following him, listening to everything he says. That's them right there. That's them. They're gonna drink the Kool-Aid. So basically, Strawberry, Billy, and his band get in there. So they make it past the cult children, and they rip out the sound thing. And they're all like, no, my ears. And they can't anymore. And then Billy, with his slow self, gets electrocuted, and I'm like, why are you so stupid? Anywho, he gets electrocuted. They're like, oh no, Billy is gonna die. Oh no. But you know he's not gonna die because duh, he's the main character. Like, and she brings him back to life with magic tears.
And nothing to get hung about. Strawberry fields forever.
And then, the Hendersons, their stupid brother Bob, which is Maurice Gibb, he kicks the thing and like hits the computer and like the bus malfunctions, and they're like, dang it, so now they have to leave. And now they're like, dang it, there's no way to get the instruments, whatever, because the bus like malfunctions and explodes. Did I mention these creepy robots in this movie? Oh my gosh. Because Mr. Mustard has these little creepy robots, and I'm just like, no. No, those robots are so scary. Bye. Anywho, so they all get off the bus, and they're like, oh my gosh, why? So, his brother and the girl that drives the car, Billy's brother, Billy's brother, as in Biggie, comes up with an idea to have a benefit concert, because the man that is the record company man is like, why? Because they have to cancel all their shows, they have to stop everything because they can't even with life anymore, I guess, or whatever. So he cancels all the shows, does this and this and this while they're looking for the instruments. And his brother, Billy's brother, comes up with an idea and is like, oh my gosh, what do we have? A benefit concert.
BD was desperately canceling concerts everywhere. Things were really desperate. But Dougie came up with a great idea, a giant benefit. Musical artists from all over would come to Heartland for a concert that would save the town.
So they decided to have a benefit concert, and I'm like, this scene is the reason I decided to watch this movie, because there was like a trailer, and it was just this song being performed.
For the benefit of Mr. Kite, there will be a show tonight on trampoline.
And the old people in Heartland are like, oh my gosh, yay, because they're making the town pure again, basically. They're trying to purify the town again, because Mr. Mustard came in and messed it up. So as we're going along, we get to the night of the benefit concert. But anyway, the girl and Billy's brother are plotting on everybody at the festival because they're all putting the money in this thing. So him and her are plotting on stealing the money. And I'm like, this would be such a good duet song, which I'm going to make a video about. Top 10 duet songs or whatever.
And in the middle of investigation, I break down.
Out of college, money spent. See no future, pay no rent.
Moving along, Earth, Wind, and Fire perform. And they sing Gotta Get You Into My Life. So they sing that song. Earth, Wind, and Fire sing their song. It's all good, blah, blah, blah. And Mr. Mustard decides to kidnap Strawberry. So they kidnap her, and I'm like nobody would have seen that, but anywho, they kidnap her, and Billy and his band are like, oh my gosh, we have to save Strawberry. So they all get up before Earth, Wind, and Fire finished, and I guess Earth, Wind, and Fire gave them like some magical powers or whatever, because they get in their little hot air balloon and they transform. They get in their hot air balloon, they're chasing Mr. Mustard, but of course he has a car, he can go faster than them in their little hot air balloon. But they're trying to catch up with him, they're trying to catch up with him in their little hot air balloon.
Heartland's fastest pursuit could not keep up with Mustard's evil engines.
Then Mr. Mustard is trying to get Strawberry to be with him or whatever, and she's like, ew, no. And Billy's brother and the girl had snuck into the bus and they were hiding. And they were planning to jump. But because they're stupid, they waited too long and the robot caught them. And I'm like, har, har.
Mr. Mustard, look what I found. Now you're gonna get it.
So anywho, they tie them up. They have Strawberry tied up. And they take them to FVB, which is a future villain band, which is Aerosmith. So they sing Come Together, which I'm like, I specifically remember this version of Come Together and not like a Beatles version or not any other version. So they sing that version of the movie and the song. And they're trying to convert Strawberry. So they're trying to convert her into the people that Dr. Maxwell turned like that. They have an outfit for her and everything to wear. But of course Billy and his band show up to save Strawberry. So Billy and Steven Tyler get in a fight and I'm like, they needed to do this better because they can't fight because it doesn't look like they're fighting. Like, that's not a fighting cinema. I was like, okay, if they're supposed to be fighting. But anywho's and Steven Tyler fighting Boo. So then they kill Steven Tyler. I'm like, really though? Really? He didn't deserve to die. Deserved to die. That was so rude. But so anywho's, then Strawberry dies because she was stupid. And she falls off the thing. And she dies. Which was slow because she killed herself because she was stupid. So she falls down the stairs and dies. And I'm like, you killed yourself. But anywho's, so then they have a funeral for Strawberry. And her coffin is so pretty.
To get back home, sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. And I will sing a lullaby. Golden slumbers fill your eyes.
So Billy is singing to her, and then they carry her casket away and they put her on the thing, and she goes away, and he's all sad. And then they show him and the Hendersons back at the little house that they were at. And he goes off and sings sadly by himself. And he looks through Strawberry's house and the little statues and stuff she had, and she's singing all sad.
Standing here a long, long time ago.
So then we go outside to Mark Henderson, which is Barry Gibb. And he starts singing that song that's like, I read the news today, oh boy. I forget the name of that song, but don't punch me in the back. Because I know that song, but I forget the name of it. Anywho's, when I first heard this part in this movie, I was like, where have I heard that before? And I'm like, oh yeah.
I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh.
Song standard over here. And then he says, a boy that made the grade, or he really made the grade. And I'm like, where have I heard that before?
This is Camden Town, it's amazing song. You've really made the grade.
But everybody knows he was a song standard, so that's my point. So he sings that, and then for some 2 seconds, they cut into a happy song. Because he's imagining happier times, then it's like, JK, back to reality.
Woke up, fell out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. Found my way downstairs and drank a cup. Looking up, I noticed I was late.
AKA everybody's life. Back to reality, life is not happy. Go back to being sad. So
I read the news today, oh boy.
go back to being sad. And when he's almost done with the song, Billy is about to jump, like he's gonna kill himself or whatever. And Billy Preston, magical, mystical, these effects though, anywho's, he comes out of nowhere and he saves Billy and is like, no. And he's singing Get Back and I'm like, why? See, I don't like Rod Stewart, but he does sing a good version of Get Back. But Billy Preston, no. Why did you do this? No.
Joseph was a man who thought he was alone now, but he knew it wouldn't last. Sweet Loretta Martin thought she was a woman, but she was another man. All the girls around said she's got it coming, but she gets it while she can.
And he comes and he's turning everybody in the town pure. He brings back Strawberry. The plot twist, Strawberry gets brought back. I'm like, bye. She should have, whatever. So he brings back Strawberry. And of course he brings Billy. And he's like, you two go together. And he gives them white outfits because now they're pure. 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 He makes everybody in the town pure. He makes the town pure again. And of course he can't forget the Hendersons. So he turns them pure too.
Get back to where you once belong. Get back, yeah. Get back, yeah. Get back to where you once belong.
And now the world is good again. See, we need Billy Preston. And see, we need Sergeant Pepper and His Lonely Hearts Club Band. And we need Billy Preston in these hard and trying times. They're the only ones who can save us. They can save us now. And then the movie just ends. And everybody is singing Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This whole random collection of people from the 70s. They just chose every random thirsty person. So at the end, we have everybody singing Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. From Tina Turner to Johnny Winter. They just combine them all. And I'm like, okay.
Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band is wonderful to hear. It's certainly a three-horse club band. It's getting very near the end.
They just got the most random assortment of people to be in this movie together. This was Mr. Lawrence movie review. Yes, that will be my next movie review because it's the next in the David Bowie movie reviews. And this is the only time I've said the next movie review I'm doing. So goodbye.
You say stop.